In the next few emails, you don't have to sell hard, but you want to build trust and you want to get people to keep opening the emails and learning from you. So
this video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
I would mix it up with maybe a case study or two, maybe some tutorials. For example, let's look at my email number 3. We're going to pause it and we're going to edit this email so we can just take a look at what's in here. And again, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it into a Word document so you can see better. And what I'll do is we'll go over a few of these in this video, and then in the downloadable materials of this video, you'll actually be able to download the scripts. You don't have to take my scripts exactly, and I think that would be a mistake if you try to do it exactly or replicate it, because I probably have a very different business than you, and our customers are different. We have to talk to them differently, but this is just an example. What I'm doing with this email is I'm just addressing a pain point that I know that people have. In my case, with starting a business, people face this issue of procrastination, which ties into greater productivity. And they often procrastinate because they're just not motivated enough. That's not the only reason people procrastinate, but it's a common one. And I address it here. And the idea for me is to speak to the reader and have the reader go like, oh, yes, that's right. And then give the answer. Now, a lot of people, what they do when they create these autoresponders, very early in the email, they'll have some link to go to their website and download some resources or go to the full blog post. When I get these kinds of emails as a recipient, I don't like it because I don't really want to click off. I just want to quickly browse the email, read it, get value, and that's it. I don't always want to click. And since you're trying to build trust and rapport with your readers, you also don't want to make them do extra steps. Just give value. In my case, what you'll see is at the end of this message, I do try to sell a few things, like my productivity book and course. It's totally optional, not necessary. I'll probably end up taking it out just because don't want to oversell. Because if they don't trust you yet, they're not going to buy. So really the ideal thing is that just to build trust. So if people do procrastinate, and I know a lot of them do, then I go over common reasons that people procrastinate and I explain it here, and people should go, aha, yes, that's my situation. And then you see, I give solutions. Usually the solution to the issues above is, and I actually go over the solutions, and the solutions, they can segue well into many ways. My coaching, my books and courses, like I mentioned here, or you don't have to do it at all. You can say in the next email, we're going to go over more solutions, more things you can do so that they will have a higher chance to read the next email that comes the next day, and next email and next email and next email. And then they keep opening. And then with every email, really, if you keep giving them real value, and that's not something, by the way, like for you to say, I'm giving value. It's for them. If they feel value, if they like what they're reading, they're going to keep opening more. And eventually they're warming up. And as they keep opening and reading more of your emails, they're warming up to hiring you for your services or buying your products, because you're building that trust, you're giving them value, and you're proving, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a trustworthy source here, and I care about my customers. That's why I'm giving you the answers right here in the emails. Now, let's take a look at the fourth email in our workflow. Now, let's take a look at the fourth email in our autoresponder. Here you see I'm addressing this common issue of 95% of entrepreneurs ask about fundraising. And if that's true, and it is true, maybe they don't ask directly, but they certainly wonder about it at some point of their process. And of course, the people reading this will also wonder about it. And I try to give a lot in this message, because a lot of people, when they try to raise money, they have one idea in mind. Some people want to do crowdfunding. Some people want to get money from investors. Some people want to do loans or grants. And so I actually go over like what my 10 strategies are right here in this paragraph. And I give it all away, not in detail because I cannot possibly go into great detail in one email, but I give away all the potential strategies. So I'm not holding anything back. And again, just building trust. Of course, because I'm greedy, I have this thing where I'm promoting courses and books, but you don't have to do that. You just warm them up, and eventually later, whatever the main thing you want to sell, they'll get it eventually, as long as you keep giving them ideas of why you're the right person to work with, the right business to work with, and also creative reasons for how they can use your products or services. Like in this case, I already mentioned this course in my autoresponder sequence earlier, but now there's another reason, because I addressed the fundraising questions in it as well. It's not all just about starting a business, it's about raising money. So another feature, another reminder for the same product. The next emails in my autoresponder are kind of more of the same. I give marketing tutorials, I give tutorials on how to create a website cheaply and easily, and all these things, how to find a domain name. So there's no point me going over it because it's just tutorials, just me giving value. Now, what I want to bring your attention to here is this is different. This is a case study. It's a case study of $1 million a year client that I had that I'm not selling anything here. You see, there's no real links to anything that I'm promoting. It's just a case study showing, hey, I'm good and I can help you too. So for example, if I'm promoting my coaching services, I give a case study of a real client I had with a real product that I explained here. And I might as well link to it. I could, and probably I will in the future. But in this case, I talk about a real client, and see how I write very little per line. That's for readability. There's no paragraph that's hard to read. They're all easy, and one follows another. And it's almost like a story, and it really is a story. Here I'm actually storytelling. I talked about this guy who worked as a service provider for like 20 years, cleaning people's homes, and then he created a cleaning product, and then he struggled to sell the cleaning product, and then I worked with him over time. It actually took like over a year to work together, and then eventually we overcame a lot of challenges together. I saw him go from struggle, I saw him go to success, and he ended up just not only changing his life, but the life of his entire family. And he deserved it because he was in his 50s when his business finally worked, and he was actually trying to make it work since he was about 20 years old. And it's very inspirational kind of a story, and it has a great outcome in the end. I'm not going to read it to you, but that's what really happened. Is he struggled to sell his product, and he put it on Amazon. He was struggling on Amazon, and then all of a sudden, when he started ranking on Amazon, he started making $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 next month, $40,000 next month, like $70,000 next month. And just 6 months before that, he was struggling and he was depressed and he was not feeling well. And I was with him every step of the way, and I worked with him to get him moving forward with that. So I tell this case study as a different kind of a email. It's not a tutorial, it's more inspirational. It can happen. And I follow this email with another one that says, hey, it doesn't take a genius, it doesn't take money, and it doesn't take connections. It just takes persistence, hard work, and resourcefulness. That's the next email that comes in. The exact text, I'll have it in the downloadables, in the downloadable material, so you can look at it, but that's the idea. And of course, if you see a successful case study, and then you explain, yes, you can do it. It doesn't take anything particularly special as long as you work hard. Here's how. Now hire me for help. That's really good because you've built up the trust in the previous emails. The people know what to get from you. If they're still opening the emails, they trust you. They like you a little bit at least. And then you say, okay, really, I can do this for you. It would be silly for them not to engage with you then because you've built up the trust. You've built up your credibility. And of course, who wouldn't want for you to help them with the same thing? Everybody would want $1 million business who's just starting out. So of course they're going to want to hire you so you can replicate this whole thing for them. So that is how you structure your autoresponder to build trust and to warm up your leads over time, which is again lead nurturing. And then hopefully at some point of the process of the autoresponder, people would start to come to you for, they will start to buy from you or get your initial sales consultation, whatever you're selling. And how many emails should you do this for? Well, some companies have this go on for 5 emails. Some companies have this go on for a lot of emails. 10 is a good number. It gives you a chance to talk about a lot of things, build trust. And after 10, the emailing does not stop. After 10, basically people just get your regular newsletter. Maybe you send it weekly, maybe you send it monthly. So they don't stop getting emails from you. They just go off the autoresponder and get your regular mailings. So you continuously have chances to sell to them anything you're launching, anything you're promoting, but they are warmer then and they are much more likely to buy. That's the whole idea here.